A sprint car deal over before it started. The small Tennessee fabrication shop behind several dirt laminate chassis brands, and I've got a wild sprint car photo to share today. Let's go. It's Monday, April 21st. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Right now at your local dealer, Kubota Orange Days are happening. It's the best time of the year to get Kubota equipment at unbeatable prices. And while you're there, make sure to ask about Kubota's K-Maintenance program for your newly purchased machine. K-Maintenance is the ultimate solution for proactive and preventative maintenance. Their expert technicians will work closely with you to identify and address potential issues before they become major problems, develop a customized maintenance plan tailored to your specific needs, utilize cutting-edge diagnostic tools to get your equipment back up and running quickly, and they're going to do it all using Kubota Genuine Parts. With K-Maintenance, did you know you get price protection when you sign up? You don't have to worry about inflation because your parts and labor prices are locked in when you purchase your plan. Don't let maintenance woes hold you back. Choose K-Maintenance and experience the difference for yourself. You can find the closest dealer to you in the My Kubota app or visit KubotaUSA.com. Over the weekend, it was a tough couple of nights for Cale Thomas in his new spot in the Shark Racing 1A machine. Friday night at the Grove, he hit the water barrels at the backstretch opening and went for a wild ride while battling Lance DeWeese inside the top 5. We talked about that one on the Sunday show because Danny Diedrich was there quickly to pull Thomas from the car as flames could be seen from the rear. And then Saturday night, Thomas had a solid run going at Lincoln Speedway, but ended up crashed there very late as well. The Flow Racing cameras did not catch that incident in turn 4, so maybe somebody watching or listening has a better idea of what transpired and can comment below about it, what happened there. Word started going around on Sunday that following the 2-crash weekend, Shark had made the decision to very quickly move on from Thomas, and Jeremy Elliott was the first to report it with his 90-9 video this morning. Thomas is out after 3 races, which included 2 crashes and a top 10 finish at Babs Motor Speedway. And the 1A is again hitting the transfer portal for a new driver to fill the seat left vacant by the retiring Jacob Allen. This might be one of the quickest hooks for a driver and team combo in the sport of dirt racing that we've seen in a while. Going back a few weeks ago to when Thomas was hired, we knew initially that Shark had conversations with both Cale Thomas and Zeb Wise before then deciding on Thomas. We then also found out in the aftermath that Bobby Allen had made a call to Tanner Holmes, but Holmes couldn't commit to a full season because of his existing deal with Tarleton. Remember too, Holmes got in that 1A machine a couple of years ago when Jacob Allen stepped out of it right before the Knoxville Nationals. Holmes put out a video on the situation to talk about what happened and explain his decision-making. He said he could potentially run some races here and there to help out, but that he wasn't going to give up on his commitments. And then of that group of 3 drivers, Zeb was really the only free agent of the bunch, as Thomas also had an existing deal. He gave up the Demian Rudzik 49X and a full All-Star run to take the Shark deal. And in all of this, I think that's what really sucks. You get a driver to leave an existing deal to drive your car just to fire him 3 races later. And make no mistake, I get that there are 0 guarantees here. I personally know what it feels like to get fired in racing. It's obvious that guys can't be crashing cars. You know, if you're an owner, you're not going to pay for all of that all the time. And also, this is just the nature of the beast. You know, things get ugly quickly sometimes with these deals. But even so, this is a tough pill to swallow. And it's a shame because it's not like Thomas had been slow in these races. A solid charge at a Babs track he'd never raced on before. And he was running towards the front at the Grove and the same at Lincoln, outpacing guys with a ton more experience on those racetracks. But 2 unfortunate mistakes, and now it's all gone completely sideways. In a video posted today to social media, Thomas said getting his own 91 car back out is a possibility if nothing else materializes. As for Shark, I'm not sure which direction they go now. They could still maybe get Holmes to fill in, although his schedule is pretty busy for the next month in the Tarleton 21. Remember, Holmes jumping back and forth between the 21 and his family-owned 18T, as James McFadden is going to come over and run that Tarleton 21. But Zeb obviously still out there as well, and I've seen a lot of Central PA fans pushing for Dylan Cisney. But there are just not a lot of options out here, at least free agent ones at the moment. Before we move on, I did want to share this image of Daison Pursley's car from Saturday night at Knoxville. This incredible shot shared by the Drivers Project. This photo was taken by Daryl Turford. It shows Pursley's left rear tire exploding into turn one. Pursley, he's had a tough start to the season. Shredding a left rear so early in a heat race like that was pretty crazy to watch, and this actually led to him spinning out and hitting the turn one wall. He and that Boot team have just 2 top 10s in 13 starts this season. Fantastic image, though. Great work by Turford. And you know, sometimes you just have to be in the right place at the right time to get a cool photo. You can see the image for yourself over at facebook.com/driversproject. In the dirt late model chassis game, we've had some movement in recent days with Category 5. Remember that this chassis brand started by Stormy Scott and Jason Durham, but they have since quit building new race cars. They debuted back at the Wild West Shootout in 2024 and did have a few customers. Stormy, though, earlier this year decided to go back modified racing full-time, and Durham has taken over as crew chief for Hudson O'Neill at SSI. Initially, Durham was going to continue providing support to existing Category 5 customers, but as of last week, Category 5, it officially no longer exists. We talked last week on the show about Arkansas driver Tyler Stevens swapping to a Longhorn he bought from Mike Marlar, and I don't know how many other Category 5 teams were or are really left out there. Category 5, though, no longer exists because the Seawrights purchased what was left of it and have rebranded it to Mach 10 chassis. They plan to continue offering help for any cars still floating around out there, and new chassis will start rolling out soon. Category 5s were being built by Bruce Nunnally's Bruce Built Performance in Tennessee, and that will continue under Mach 10. Sam Seawright debuted the Mach 10 house car this past weekend at I-75 against the Spring Nationals, and brother JT Seawright will run the chassis deal. In a release, JT said their plan is to get the house car operation, quote, dialed in, and then start taking customer orders after that. Sam is a Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series full-timer this season and currently sits 5th in the standings after 4 races. He was a series winner at the Talladega Short Track just a few weeks ago, and he's got 4 total late model wins in 2025. Most of that, I believe, success came in a Longhorn, though, on Penske shocks. At I-75, the Mach 10 debuted with a 16th place finish behind Ricky Weiss' win. There were a winner, though, in so many of these chassis brands might just be Nunnally and that Bruce Built shop that sits on the outskirts of Knoxville. Besides continuing to build these cars for the Seawrights, Nunnally also builds the BMF chassis for Corey Hedgecock and the Sniper for Ricky Weiss. His shop also sells parts, turns out other race cars, and is a repair center certified by Rocket Chassis. Nunnally is a disciple of Hall of Famer C.J. Rayburn, having built cars in his shop in the 1980s. He also spent many years working for Scott Bloomquist and Team Zero before then eventually starting his own deal. It seems as though he's the guy you want to call if you want to venture into a space like this. Not a big shop, a couple of tables, and you know, obviously all the parts and things they need, but doing a lot of good work. We'll call it good right there for today. Hope you guys have a great Monday out there. We will see you right back here tomorrow.